Welcome back to another episode of the Game Yappers podcast. My name is Evan, and today is October 17th, 2025. I'm here again with Mike.
It's still scary.
It
And we're
is
together in this cooperative uh adventure in October.
the scariest part of the day is recording one of these, but I got some scarier ideas. Then we got to talk about. We got some talking about because just last night I was playing this game Phasmophobia, quite a classic
Very fun.
cooperative horror
Very
game.
revolutionary. Honestly, very revolutionary in the sense of, hey, me saying specific key phrases actually like causes something to happen in the
Yes.
in the house or wherever you're like trying to investigate the ghost. Very fun game. Very fun game.
What was it? This game's been out for heavens so
Since like
long.
early 2020, I believe, or like 2020.
It
Um,
released in September 18th, 2020. It's been
yeah,
5 years. A lot of that
sti-
backbone of those 5 years is still within the game, but the
mhm.
developers are constantly trying to reinvent themselves. And
Yeah,
the state of the game's in right now is honestly still great. There's a few maps I think that need like complete overhauls, and a few new maps I
hmm
think they can add. But I
hmm
also think that the team right now has the budget to do so. And for those who don't know, Phasmophobia is a four-person co-op horror game where you are tasked with going into a location like a house, a farm,
and hmm
and you're going to be ghost hunters. You're going to prod around with ghost detecting material and
hmm
find upwards of three different clues to narrow down what kind of a ghost is haunting this location. And I think what always stuck with me is that you can talk to the ghost. There are like code in the game that recognizes by your voice
yeah,
questions.
yeah. Like it is very advanced. Like really, you can just be in a room where you think ghost activity might be happening, and you can start asking questions, and it can either react or it can just kill you. Because in this game, you can also die.
These ghosts are killer
hmm
because the whole
Uh,
point of the game is you slowly walk into like this house. The lights are off. You got to go turn the power on. You
mhm.
got to get out this set, and you're slowly just getting more and more paranormal activity. Suddenly, a telephone might go off, lights might flicker, lights might go completely red.
Yeah, because the game, similar to like Amnesia, what we talked about last week, it has a sanity system where the lower it is, the more activity might happen, but also the chance of the ghost potentially being so active that it will try to chase you down and kill you. There is no, well, I wouldn't say there's no way to stop it in a sense, but there really isn't like too much of a way to defend yourself against it. All your objective is to discover what the ghost is and then get out of there.
You need to be quick, you need to be swift, because the longer you stay within this house, the less and less sanity you have.
hmm
Um, and it's always just a fun treat because every year I usually return to this game every year, and every year they do come back with more and more content. This last year, they added a completely new systems to audio and video,
Mm,
ways of
yeah,
recording and audio capture to narrow
hmm
down ghosts, and two maps got completely overhauled. Two of the farmhouses. One is a far
yeah,
more posh, far more classy farmhouse, and the other, quite literally, is the scariest map in the game now. It's a house that is torn and shredded. There's a room full of dolls, there's a room full of mannequins, there's a tub with blood in it. It is creepy, unsettling, and now with October around, the Crimson Moon event is here, meaning that all of these new areas have been completely revamped with
oh
even
yeah,
more satanic, scary decorations everywhere.
yeah. What really impresses me about Phasmophobia, uh, when it launched, and it's still in early access, it is mostly an asset flip game because it took a lot of like things that Unity had or what it was free or sold on the marketplace of Unity or wherever they got them. But then slowly, as more revenue came to them, they then started to make their own assets and importing in the game, which is very impressive and honestly very commendable. Like you have a good, I would say, showcase of a game, a functional game, and now you're just basically adding and polishing it to where it can become a very good, fun, full game later down the line.
Been about 5 years. I can take a look right now. The game is still listed as an early access game that has VR modes as well. It has an
So,
immense amount of quality on its bones, and there's still people absolutely loving the game right now, with over 330,000 reviews. Still
and
overwhelmingly positive.
plus it's a console as well, like and VR compatible, so you
Yes.
can play it on a PSVR and or your own VR set headset on PC. So
Even right now, I am still enjoying the game as a just a yearly treat. Coming back and seeing how much it is and how much fun it can be if you're taking the game seriously, if you're taking the game fun. And I think that's the other
mhm.
side that I think is a hallmark of a lot of horror games that would eventually spawn into like the comedy horror genre that we have today with games such as Lethal Company, with Repo, and certainly a lot of other games within the genre that allow the game to still be scary in its own right. However, it also has the elements there to make the game fun.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And for Phasmophobia, cursed objects can spawn in the levels that can absolutely change the way you are going to be playing that level. Sometimes you're just said, hey, I'm going to give you a monkey, a monkey's paw. Don't worry about the wishes it grants. Just curl some of the fingers, and you will get something. It won't be good.
Oh man, so I I don't know if you've ever played it like when it was like like early launch. The last thing that I remember having fun with was just the Ouija board.
My friend said, "Hey, I want to play hide and seek, and that's how you get the ghost not only to hunt but spawn on you."
Yeah, and now there's like tarot cards. Now there's like cursed objects you can find and collect.
The mirror will
You can
show you the where the ghost is. However, if the mirror breaks, it's over. The tarot cards
it's
are
a,
just an actual gambling system for you to test out with others how fast you're
mhm.
either going to win or die or lose, or the best outcome, reviving one of your friends. But
Yeah.
Phasmophobia laid the groundwork for a lot of the more modern horror games. But what we're trying to deliver in this episode is the history. How did games
Hmm.
like Phasmophobia come into play? And I think let's start out with the biggest of the bunch, Left 4 Dead.
Oh yeah.
Valve's 2000 and I believe first one was 2008, Left 4
Yeah.
Dead,
That's
and then
before I think was it before TF2 times or after? I don't really remember.
Left 4 Dead 1 was published by Valve. Let me double check.
Oh, it's after.
After Team Fortress 2.
Yeah, so oh wow, wait, this is impressive. Like it is a year gap between Left 4 Dead 1 and Left 4 Dead 2 on Steam here.
One of the
Uh
biggest things about like the Left 4 Dead, like the year gap, was
mhm.
before on like online social media forums, a lot of people were really confused on like not only Left 4 Dead having like a sequel so soon, but people were like, why do I want to pay for like a game that I already have like already?
Oh yeah.
The
Hmm.
answer was in one word: mods.
Mods,
Mods.
definitely. It
Left 4 Dead
and not
2 is still the most fun modded gameplay for zombie shooters.
Oh yeah, like a lot of a lot of like just visual aspects, probably sounds and whatnot, and then also just overall like uh custom like levels and stuff that people have created, and I think they also have their own. People can do community servers, so there is like that wacky aspects that can happen within the game. So
And as always, Left 4 Dead, for those out the loop, Valve's 2008 co-op zombie shooter that
hmm
places a lot of more emphasis on the horror aspect by having very fast zombies. These are not zombies that like grunt around. These are zombies that run. They
yep.
lunge at you. There are special zombies that jump you, that grab you, that smash you, that slam you. There are tanks in there, and there's the witch as well, the scariest zombie of all.
And
Looks
it's
like
not
it's a
scary if I like, front face her with a frying pan. So
and yeah, you will deck this zombie with all manners of weapons, even a
oh
gnome.
yeah, even a
Um,
gnome.
and what we were mentioning right now is that Left 4 Dead 2 came out a year later from Left 4 Dead
hmm
1. And both of them you could have played on console, on PC.
God, God, I remember. Oh man, the yeah, you can play these games on console. Like that was a wild part because because nowadays you can always associate Valve's games like being just only on PC, you know.
Yes.
But there was like that time where it was actually on console.
Valve released every single one of their mainline titles on console as well. Left Half-Life, I think, actually made its Half-Life 2 made its debut console run through the Orange Box.
Yes.
And that was Half-Life, Team Fortress 2, and the original Portal all together.
Team Fortress 2 being on console is wild to think about.
Yeah. But again, it having it on console allowed a lot more people to be introduced to the Valve like list. And Left 4
hmm
Dead has, I think, both great pacing and action, but like it is a very replayable game. That much,
Yeah.
I think, allows Left 4 Dead to stay more relevant, and also just like absolutely classic characters. Left 4 Dead 2, Coach,
Hmm.
literally the coach of a fictional university football team that has like all the mannerisms of like a southern coach, a southern football
Yeah.
coach.
And then Ellis.
Ellis being the most southern white boy possible, and then mixed with like a mobster. That's what made this game just so much more memorable. The characters aren't just generic run of the mill survivors that like, oh, I was able to survive because I was a college student. No, these are people.
Yeah, these are just people.
These
Like
are these are
there's
people.
over
They're not good. They're not bad. They just were able to survive.
yeah. I don't really remember too much of the Left 4 Dead 1 cast, but Left 4 Dead 2,
Left 4 Dead
it's like more,
1,
more
that was with Bill.
yeah.
That was the Francis, the biker,
And
the veteran, the office
the,
worker.
yeah, and then forgot the girl's name.
I do too.
Uh unfortunate, right?
Well,
Jeez.
that's kind of the point of like the first game is like they're still definable, recognizable characters, but the second game fleshed out the characters a lot better.
Yeah, and obviously, like, not just the actual human characters, the zombie characters as well, like the special types. Like,
Yeah,
we
you got
got,
like clown zombies, construction working like airplane, airline zombies. That was mentioned.
so yeah.
Like one of the best things. I'm gonna glaze Valve a little more here. One of the best
hmm
things Valve does as a studio is that they actually include developer commentary with all of their games. And one of the big things mentioned with Left 4 Dead was making sure that not only were there more special zombies, but there were zombies that fit the theme of a level. In like the
hmm
swamp level, there was like a mythical zombie called a mud man that literally
Oh yeah.
jumped from the mud. If you go out to like the concert stage, you have the melee weapons of like a guitar and
No, man.
to fight
Yeah.
people. It's all the spectacle, but also having the elements of horror because it is a very dark game. You
Yeah.
will jump into
And
darkness, and if you're not
and
prepared, you will get jumped.
yeah, it is also in a lot of cases, like even I think towards the end of most levels, it gets very high intensity because you're trying to do something within a for you're mostly trying to survive within a time limit, and with that time limit, swarms of zombies and a special variety of zombies just goes at you, and you're trying to do a lot of objectives as well, probably, and that just adds on to like the high intensity factor of it, and that's what makes it a lot memorable because a good portion of the time people have that play this game probably have failed like a multitude of times.
Yeah, this is
So
not an easy game.
it's not an easy game. You can play it by yourself with like NPC companions, but not really like the greatest to be honest.
Yeah, it
So
works. It works to what it
it
can.
works.
And I think what also has allowed it to stay relevant outside of just the mods is the co-op.
Mm-hmm.
Not just with your friends, but you could also have a game mode where you play as some of these special zombies fighting other humans.
Yeah, it's very fun. It's very fun. It's like, and so it's like basically it's like how the normal game is, but with the added factor of also, hey, we have like kind of like invader zombies that are players. So very fun. Very fun.
And I start with Left 4 Dead specifically because I think a lot of the modern co-op horror games are derivatives or spun from the 2000s zombie zeitgeist.
Oh
They're in
yeah.
the mid 2000s. Zombies were just that mix of like paranoia and marketing flair that was able to blossom in quite literally every gaming and entertainment corner.
Hmm.
Television, movie, games, even in real life, people were absolutely like preparing in the unlikely event a zombie apocalypse happens. It was
Yeah,
it was a mania.
it's it was almost like a Red Scare sort of deal, but not really, you know.
Um, and I think what was it? One could argue that 2002's 28 Days Later was
Oh
the
yeah.
start of that viral zombie era
It
that,
didn't. Like,
I mean, kind of revamped a lot of
mm,
interest.
man, that's insane. I kind of think about that because recently, I think last year, it was like 28 years. I don't
Just
know,
last,
28 months,
it
years
was 28
later.
years.
Wow. Like they did that. They did that too, where it's kind of like so. It was 28 days, right?
Yes.
And then 28 months? Question
It
mark.
was 28 weeks.
28 weeks. Okay. It would be funny if it was 28 months. That would like they just keep
You
on
could
adding.
quite literally, yeah.
But no, they went from 28 days to 28 weeks to 28 years. And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Um, but that's our side spiel because in between that time, especially between like the PS2, PS3, Xbox 360 era,
Mhm.
there was an absolute explosion of zombie related games. Left 4 Dead being just one, Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil
Mhm.
6 as well, being another co-op. That was the co-op shooter.
Yeah, but I think a lot of like focus around that kind of like Resident Evil era is like more so action oriented.
Yeah, like Resident Evil 4 was more of the goofy horror. Like you're playing as
Mhm.
a character who is very much the bro,
Mhm.
fighting all these zombies trying to find the
And then
president's daughter.
like because most of the campaign, most of the story for it, you can play by yourself, but there is a co-op option where you do have like a NPC companion that does have a character, but then there's one where it's a little bit spoilers. You play as Ava Wong, but you're companion, if you play with co-op, is a non-existent man named Hunk.
Hunk is a very persistent character in the Resident Evil series, but also
Mm-hmm.
Capcom's other zombie game, Dead Rising.
Mm,
That was more in like the comedy horror
huge.
aspects that I think is still reminiscent today.
Yep.
Dead Rising is a more interesting take on like zombie horror, where you play as a reporter whose main tool is photography.
Yep.
So he goes in, he takes photos of like a zombie outbreak at a mall, and along the way
Mm-hmm.
you're given a rather interesting game design where you're stuck in this mall trying to figure out what's going on with everything happening here and trying to save as many people, and along the way like survive normally by eating and drinking what's available in the mall.
Yeah. Uh,
It's a much more interesting take, and I think game design wise really interesting.
I I do know the memes of this is like they probably have like the worst escort missions
Yes, you have to
because
grab someone's hand and drag them through a horde.
yeah, but that's Dead. It's mostly like Dead Rising 1 was like pretty good. Dead Rising 2, this is where it introduced the co-op aspects of the game. Like, if I remember, Dead Rising 1 didn't really have co-op. Dead Rising 2 is the one that started it with co-op game play.
Yes, because Dead Rising 2 was developed by the same team rather quickly.
Yeah.
Again, this was same themes and satire. But
Mm-hmm.
it came out just like the first one came out 2006, the next one came out 4 years later.
Mm.
Um,
Wow.
and then I think it got moved to like a different development studio shortly after, because Dead Rising 3 and 4 have all kind of like come and gone.
Yeah,
But Dead Rising has also got like a remake or remaster.
and I think this remaster, I think it's just basically just 101 to Dead Rising 1.
Yeah, I think outside of a bit of censorship, like no
Mhm.
longer are there the boner points as called, where if you like if you take photos of women in specific areas, you get like specific boner points.
Yeah, that was kind of weird to be honest.
Um,
But hey,
that's if you want to talk about like the differences in 20 years has make 2005
yeah,
and 6, that was absolutely fine toilet humor. These days it's like, are we really doing this?
yeah. It's like, are we really doing this? Should we be doing this? Man, I don't know. Yeah.
Um, but it also was also like, I remember the game having like a lot of physics. Like if you punch and
Hmm.
push zombies, all this stuff would like go around.
Yeah, very fun to watch. To
Capcom
like,
still has like, that was like early mid 2000s. Capcom was just on fire. I'm not gonna lie.
hmm
Let me see. But yeah,
uh,
like the whole era of the mid 2000s certainly allowed zombie horror games to explode in popularity, and there's one that we can't avoid:
oh yeah,
Call of
it
Duty
is within
Zombies.
It is within a game within a game. Honestly, probably like the only reason why most people might be buying like new Call of Duties is because zombie mode is pretty fun. Um, World at War first introduced
2008.
zombie. Yeah, it first introduced zombie mode, and you the first map, Noctur Untoten, if I am botching that name very badly there, uh, is basically you're inside kind of like a very small bunker, and surviving a horde of zombies that are trying to break in. A lot of aspects includes repairing barriers, shooting zombies, buying guns off of walls with points that you get from kills from zombies, and fixing stuff, shooting more zombies, unlocking two whole doors in the entire map. Honestly, that's just what made it fun, you know? Hey, and then that's just what made it fun.
It was
And then
simple
mm-hmm.
experimental, and more than anything, a reward.
Yep, it
This was
seems like
not something you could unlock immediately. This was a game, the mode that you unlocked like after.
yeah, it is basically yeah, this mode you basically unlock after I think you beat the game, right?
Yeah, you had to beat the original campaign.
Mm-hmm.
I think just on like hard, not like like on normal. You had to like play it on one of more difficult. Don't quote me on
Which
that.
is which is kind of meh if you really wanted to play like World of War Zombies. But then again, I don't know how hard World of War is now compared to like the hard mode on other games, on other first person shooter games. So who knows? But I will say with that DLC for World at War Zombies, like they continue to expand on it. So from being in a bunker, and I think their next big map was like being in a Japanese kind of like uh HQ, I believe, somewhere in I think it was Japan, Japanese themed, and it's a lot bigger. It's a lot bigger. You're not confined into this like little small space anymore. It's a lot bigger, a lot more to unlock, and it introduced like some cool things. New weapons. Oh yeah. By the way, you can get a ray gun. That was like the very uncanny part of it. There's a ray
Yes,
gun.
that kind of like laid into the ground that this was enjoying the fantasy of zombies as much
Hmm.
as the early. I'd almost give it like 60s, 70s, if not earlier, science fiction vibes,
Yeah.
allowing it to say, "Hey, this is a silly, fun game mode. We're gonna give
Hmm.
you silly guns to kill these fictional zombies."
Yep.
Um, because yeah, it was World at War was the first to unveil Nacht und Toten as a German Night of the Undead.
And I think the next one was called Shangri-La.
Yeah, actually,
That
we're
was the name.
skipping one.
We're skipping one?
Verrucht.
Oh, wait. Got it. I kind of God, that was the one I kind of forget, but not really.
That's the Asylum.
Uh yes. So it's like, yeah. So it's still again still bigger than Nocturne and Totem, but it feels a bit more claustrophobic, I would say. Still,
Yeah,
like it still had that claustrophobia because it's like you're still in this confined space, and it's like, oh,
and
I don't
then
like it.
then you had Shinonuma.
Oh wait, I think Shangri-La is probably Black Ops.
That's Black
Uh,
Ops.
yeah, okay. Shinonuma was the Japanese one,
And then you
and then
had
after
The Rise.
yeah, the Rise being the final one, and
That's the
probably like
factory.
the factory, and probably the most memorable one to me, because it
Yes, that's
since
the
it was
pack
the
a
last
punch.
one. Yeah, the pack a punch machine. The pack a punch machine, where you upgrade your guns to, pack a punch, as they say. So, um,
Yes.
yeah, very honestly, just overall very fun, very fun. Like honest, so so the people that were in charge of developing it, it was Treyarch. That was like for like basically World at War, Call of Duty, Black Ops, and so on. They alternate within the years, but I don't think they're alternating anymore since like it's just been like a straight shoot to
Yes,
like the
because
next thing.
after World at War was Modern Warfare 3, and
Mm-hmm.
that came with its own different like special ops
Yep.
game mode. And then the year after, 2010, Call of Duty Black Ops, that was its
Yep.
own full-fledged mode at launch. This is no longer
Mm-hmm.
the secret. This is further lore, further personality.
And
And
and I
that's when
still
you have
think,
like the bangers out here. The absolute classic Kino der Toten,
yep, the first one,
the
and then after
theater, and then you had Ascension. Ascension was
oh,
wild.
it started off black and white until you turned the power on, and then color came back.
Yes, because yeah. Once the power came on, things started turning on. You
Oh
had
yeah,
Call of the
that was
Dead.
another big thing. That was another big thing about I think it started with the rise, because in order to use the Pack-a-Punch machine, I believe. Uh, I don't know if it started with the Rise because I kind of have a foggy memory of it, or Kina de Tunden, but now there's like a power system where you have to
Yes.
turn on the power in order to use most of the machines in the game. Uh, I think Black Ops introduced uh basically these colas. I'm not sure if it was in World at War, but they do introduce these power up I forgot it was like perca colas. Yeah, there we go, perca colas, where you get like special perks. Some make you more buff, some make you like if you die you can like revive, you can get back up, or you can shoot faster or reload faster, something like that, you
Yeah,
know?
it became a lot more video game. Video
Video
gamey.
game,
Instead of being
arcade
like the
video game.
military action cinema shooter it was, it became more video game like. We're drinking cola and we have twice as much shooting power.
And also, big thing, actual characters.
Yes. And
Like,
Black Ops was like the last normality stop before things went off the rails because when Black Ops 2 hit,
oh,
then
that was
everything went off the walls.
it kind of went off the walls. Honestly, like
Yeah,
I
if we're
think
if we're
Black Ops
being like
2.
real, Black Ops 1 had like Call of the Dead, the moon.
Mm-hmm,
There's a
mm-hmm.
Nazi base on the moon that has a pyramid that blows up the world.
Yeah.
Um, like it's all of the occult insanity nonsense you're given as like conspiracy theorist, and then just exploding to like 11. And by the
Yes.
time Black Ops 2 comes around, we're already like just over everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
This is suddenly you have connected zones, you've got transit, you've got an alternate dimensions, apocalypse Earth, you've got buildables. It's
A lot more complex than, hey, I am now stuck in this claustrophobic bunker.
and then somehow you get teleported to the other side of the world in China to fight
Yeah.
zombies.
Yeah. I would say I think like yeah, Black Ops 2 kind of still I can still like agree that it is a bit like it gets off the walls, but then like I think after Black Ops 3, I think Black Ops 3 was just a good point where yeah, I think that's a good stopping point technically for the zombie game mode genre because it had like everything that you wanted already. Like you feel good about it. It is like okay, this is pretty all right. After that, it just went balls off the walls, man. It gets crazy.
It
It
way,
gets
way, way,
insane.
way, and yeah. By the time Black Ops 3 comes around, and that has what is it, the Zombie Chronicles,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like every single zombies map ever
Yeah,
here.
it, honestly like if you wanted to have a good zombie experience, either play Black Ops 1 or get I'm kind of skewing on getting Black Ops 3. I do have Black Ops 3 on Steam here, but I would say get it Black Ops 3 if it's on sale with everything that is zombie related. So yeah.
Yeah, this is its own game mode. This might as
Mm.
well be its own game.
Yep.
And if you really want me to sweeten the deal, get it on sale, get it on Steam. It allows you to
Yeah.
have mods.
Because this game is still at its original market price, and it's like my god, like please just put it down. It's been over a decade since. So
But yeah, this is Black Ops 3 Ascension, all like the Zombie Chronicles, is the absolute pinnacle. I think this is the peak of the series.
mhm.
Everything following forward has just been trying to emulate this peak.
Yeah, that feeling. Honestly, like I want to prop. Well, the game is pretty huge. I
It
was gonna say I want to re-download it, but it's
it
like
is an
over a
uncompressed
hundred
mess. That is,
gig.
if you want a specialty, go up to Steam. And you ask Xbox to stop making Call of Duties 300 gigabytes.
My God.
And
But yeah,
that's just if you want to like have all of the game. But we can have I think a beautiful discussion on game size and optimization another day.
Indeed.
Um, let's stay back onto what we're trying to say is that without Black Ops or just even like Call of Duty Zombies, you're kind of missing a whole era of cooperative games.
Yeah. Specifically, like within the horde shooter. I think it's like called the horde shooter genre in most
Yeah,
cases. Mm-hmm.
Dead Rising puts things to an absurd level, but Call of Duty Zombies is, I think, the biggest of the mainstream. Like
Yep.
everybody played Zombies. That was the game.
Mm-hmm.
Moon.
Uh, I will say that despite all of the zombie aspects of things, I do kind of want to get back into like uh playing more of the horror stuff, horror co-op, especially like Phasmophobia, of course. But if anything, I would say that I kind of mentioned this to you before this, Gmod being a big factor of like most most horror things as well, especially the
Gary's
horror
Mod.
co-op.
2004.
Mm-hmm.
Unreal
Co-op
classic.
horror. Co-op horror stuff was like a big thing around there because honestly, if you look at it, it's very goofy. It's based off of the Half-Life 2 engine that Valve had, the Valve engine thing. And it's like a lot of the original Valve characters that they made and stuff in there, but also additional mods that people have created. A lot of cool game modes, but I will say, interestingly enough, at its early at its early age, a lot of horror aspects as well. If you even just look up online early Gmod videos, you can find a good portion of people playing together through a co-op horror map, as they call it. So, and surprising enough, one of them being like ghost hunting, like ghost hunting together. And I'm fairly sure that is probably like the biggest inspiration for Phasmophobia.
Gary's Mod. And Gary is a real person. That's Gary Newman.
Yeah, Gary Newman, but not.
Yeah, though for those
Uh,
who don't know, there is a Gary.
there is a Gary, and he made a mod, and he called it Gary's Mod. A very creative name, but hey, you know, it goes down in textbooks. So
Yeah, Gmod works just so well. And this is from Face Punch Studios, who are now still developing after all these years Rust.
yep.
Um, which is a game for another day.
A game for another day. It's a game for another day, but the horror
Gary's Mod,
aspect.
that is his own world.
That's its own world, but let's a bit focus on like the kind of like the horror stuff. Uh, if you, yeah, as I said, if you look up early Gmod horror stuff, it's a lot of like content creators, early content creators, ranging from early Markiplier, PewDiePie, some few others, going through like horror games together with other people, and it was pretty entertaining. It was pretty scary as well. But nowadays, with horror in Gmod, it is like backrooms or the next spots. If you know what next spots are, essentially like just AI PNG chasing you down hallways. So,
That's the literal answer.
uh-huh.
I don't think without Gary's Mod, we don't have some of the most influential like horror concepts today.
Oh yeah.
There are no backrooms without Gary's Mod.
Mm.
And there's no, I guess, Left 4 Dead even. Like before
Oh
Left 4
yeah.
Dead,
Mm-hmm.
there was zombie survival that had like the blueprint to
Mm-hmm.
everything. Um, Same goes with the fact that Gary's Mod released right around the time of the introduction of YouTube.
Yep.
A lot of those like horror maps, scary modes, next bots to this day spawn from that whole world. Even like just the RP, the survival RP, oh, and the SCP maps as well.
SCP. Oh
SCP.
my god.
How can we overlook?
How can we not, how the most influential probably piece of media that has impacted not just only like in the horror genre, but like literally like every other piece of media. Because let's just say this: SCP, or what was it? Secure,
Secure, contain,
protect,
oh, contain.
contain and protect, contain and protect. SCP, yeah. So secure, contain, and protect. I think mostly I just remember it starting off as a video game. But there is like a big Wikipedia about it. But focusing on the video game, SCP, pretty huge. Not originally a co-op horror, but now there is like a free co-op SCP game that people can play.
Yeah, there's multiple SCP games.
Honestly, like if we're gonna be honest, Lethal Company based on SCP, because there's like different sort of creatures that are SCP, like the freaking like the mannequin thing in Lethal Company. That's one of the SCPs in SCP. um, a lot of aspects of it being influenced there. Uh, um, I would say that was also based off of the Weeping Angels from Doctor Who,
Yep.
but I'm not 100% sure because it is a very unique concept in general in a video game. So,
Because I'm gonna define a word that we both know, but for the audience, creepypasta.
oh my god.
That is classic internet slang of literally a portmanteau. Creepy copy paste. That
Yep.
is a,
And
especially with like, it's always designed as being the short shareable horror story that you just copy and paste.
mm-hmm.
And for a lot of people, that was just a fun thing to do back in the mid 2000s, was just write short horror stories, copy them and paste them to everywhere you could.
Mm-hmm.
Without copy pastas, we don't have Slenderman. We don't have
Yeah.
Binge Round. We don't have Jeff the Killer.
Yeah.
How are we gonna enjoy Candle Cove, Russian Sleep Experiment, Smile Dog, all classics.
Yeah, and Slenderman is probably the biggest one because it started off indie. Well, it is still kind of indie horror, but indie horror game. There was like a small little game where you collect the 8 pages of in the forest, and then a little goofy goober named Slenderman is off there, be like, "Hey, don't steal it," and tries to kill you. He the way they program him is very very scary because once you collect the first page, then it starts. Then it starts where he's going to be like stalking you and chasing you. And I think it's more so like trying not to look at him and also trying to make sure he's like a fair distance away from you as well, which is kind of like makes the game a bit difficult. Very short game though, but
Yes,
very difficult.
very viral, very influential. And
Mm-hmm.
without creepypastas, we don't have SCP.
Yep.
And SCP, simply put, that's the fiction. That's a fictional. Everything in here is fictional.
Yep.
Global organization
I thought it was
that's
real.
like all about securing these paranormal anomalies from the public, trying to like contain all of them, and protecting them for the better of humanity. And
What do you
all of
mean,
these,
Evan?
was it?
What do you mean, Evan? I thought you were working there like just the other day ago, and then you came back being like, "Hey," and I was like, "Hey, how was working?" You didn't say
Listen, I don't
anything
want to
about it.
break any NDA are like agreements that I've like just put down on paper. This internship's gonna get me there, but we just have to say that my internship is a little more confidential. And for SCP, the whole world is trying to be as confidential as possible. And I think when I think
Mm-hmm.
SCP, I think redact. That's how they
Yep.
keep everything
Uh,
there.
Yeah, it's so funny because like a lot of like the information about SCP and they have like a redacted portion of it. I feel as if yes, it could be that there is like information that you don't need to know or they don't want you to know. But also I think whoever created it be like, I don't really have too much ideas about it, so let's just redact it and make a bit more mysterious.
It is a ongoing. It's just a massive like SCP today. If you go on to SCP slash or dash
I
wiki,
don't know the site name. Yeah, yeah, wiki.
um,
It's mostly the SCP wiki.
this is where you can just create an account and just start having fun drawing,
Hmm.
writing, and searching up
Yep.
literal what thousands,
Thousands, probably even more because
millions.
the possibilities are endless. Like there's an SCP that I think just dispenses pizza or it's a pizza box that just gives you pizza.
And this is all a
And
part of the world where it's like if it has like a slash J, it's like a joke,
yeah, and
uh, completely joke based anomaly.
yeah, a good portion. It's just funny too because a good portion of SCPs that you see on the wiki is in the game. I.e., example, the coffee or like the liquid vending machine where anything can be like uh can be produced into a liquid in the cup if you like input it in the code. There was one where if you input God and you drink it, you just die.
There's so much classic internet horror ideas that are here within the SCP catalogs. People started their careers reading all of this.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
they just sat down and just started reading every day. There's so
There's
much just nonsense.
there's multiple indie short films about an SCP of SCP. So it is honestly like iconic in its own way. So
There is no better way to just talk about internet virality and just modern horde games without SCP.
yep, SCP.
Whether it's the joke 4chan nonsense anomaly that's yeah, it's a car that's stuck in the outer space. There's like it's a haunted car that we didn't know what to do because everybody who drove it like died. So he just threw it in outer space and now it just keeps playing music.
It's funny too because some podcasts ago we rave about abiotic and abiotic obviously is heavily influenced by SCP. So
100%.
100%. It is just yeah. It's very fun. Like the original game. Let's talk about the original game a bit. Like very fun. You can I think it's still free, hopefully. And it's an indie game. I don't know where you can find it now. I probably itch, but not 100% sure. Um but you just start off as a kind of uh quote unquote voluntary per personnel known as a D class, uh, and you're basically sent off to observe one of the SCPs. But then all of a sudden, you hear alarms blaring, and there is a breach of SCPs. And now things are going crazy. SCPs are amok in this facility, and your goal is to escape. The one thing about SCP that makes it a bit unique, it's not linear. No, it's randomized. It is randomized. The start
Completely.
is still the same. Everything else randomized.
Actually, now that you say that, what is the state of SCP games now?
Honestly, like the one that I've heard about or seen the most of is like the one they make an online kind of like co-op of. It's more so RP-esque, I would say, but it's very funny to watch because it's like there's an objective. You can play as the one of the SCPs in the game, or you can play as a D class, a scientist, or one of the kind of like soldier characters, either on the facility side or kind of like this kind of chaos faction in a way. That's what I remember. I
Actually, I
don't.
didn't realize, what is it? SCP Secret Lab is free to play.
Yeah, it's free to play. You can play it. It's probably like one of the bigger ones out there. Otherwise, like not too many SCP games. There are some that they do try to make it.
What is it?
I
SCP
remember.
5K?
I Oh wow, 5K. Yeah, again, a lot of
This
them
game
like
looks tremendous.
yeah, this game looks good. Like a lot of interesting ones. Again, there is so many in this category of SCP games. That it's kind of hard to like pin down like which one is like more memorable. There's just one just called SCP, but
That's
looking
a
at
separate. That's just someone
yeah,
grifting off the acronym.
okay, fair enough. Yeah. Oh wait. Oh, Containment Breach is on Steam. You can get it for. Oh wait, it's coming soon on Steam. What? Huh? What? That? Okay. You can probably find it somewhere else, another source out there that's free. So.
Like, yeah, Containment Breach is like the old. I think this is the indie like classic. Back in the day, like this was the SCP game, and honestly,
Mm-hmm.
it's still probably one of the best. It has that perfect charm of like 2000s like Valve horror, or more just like aesthetic.
Yeah,
There's so many different games in this genre, but
it's a rabbit hole. So
without SCP, you don't got the modern stuff.
yeah.
As simple as that.
Definitely. Like, yeah, if you think about it, a lot of the goofy horror stuff that you might have heard about, i.e., Infinite IKEA, came from SCP.
If you just want to
So
sit down one day and say, instead of playing a game, I'm just gonna read some SCP like lore, just go at it. Have fun. Imagine that people on a fictional island found an entity that's labeled as containment class Keter.
which is
The most like
scary.
that is a city destroying entity.
Yeah, it is terrifying. You
That is, yeah.
cannot contain that thing. You can only observe.
Just hope that everything goes according to plan. My favorite SCP like jargon always has to do with like imagery. Like the ones
Oh
that claim
yeah.
like some guy's friend is just, they took a photo of him when he was like in a lab one day and said, "Hey, you're like a top scientist in a fictional world."
Yeah, a lot of the goofy ones are like probably my favorites. It's just like, yeah, honestly, they just keep it around because it just, I guess, boosts morale in some sense somehow.
It's as simple as that. What we're trying to say is, if you just want to like sit down and listen to some classic SCP like read-alongs, go ahead.
There's a lot of like sources where you can read it, you can watch videos about it. It's everywhere.
My
It
favorite is
is
just
scary.
like this coffee stained like drawings. Like, this is what my SCP looks like. Isn't it scary? I'm shivered my timbers.
Yep, it
Also, if
is
you look at this
terrifying.
photo of this one mountainside, you're dead.
Yeah, yeah, the freaking I forgot the name, but I or classification number, but it's just like, oh, it's a pretty maldeformed person that knows if you see it within, like if you see his face either in picture form, like literal photograph form, or in real life, he will find you and kill you. So he'll know. But yeah,
Let me look this up before we end our episode.
SCP. I think it was like 096. I think that was the
Say,
classification number, the number for it.
Yes. 096. The
Yeah.
viral SCP, the
If
4 pixel photo, like 4 pixels.
yeah, 4 pixels of its face, and that would trigger it to like try to hunt you down.
The entity, upon detecting that its face has been viewed, enters an enraged state and relentlessly pursues the individual.
Yeah, there is a short film about it too. About like a very good short film. I think it's just called what is it? I think it's just called 096. Yeah, 096 SCP short film.
And it's just some
Uh
guy on the side of a mountain that's just like has glasses. But yeah, it's cultural impact. No way around it. It's become
yep.
such a classic meme.
Mhm.
It's like, look
It
at this yellow circle. Did you see this face?
yeah. And then if you want to just learn if you just want to have something to play uh in like the background and want to listen to, I think the channel is called Vogan. He covers a lot of like the SCP, like in like a kind of like a educational documentary way. So pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Sit down, relax, go try some new horror games. It's a spooky month. There's plenty of
It,
classic games, and there's plenty of good stuff that's free.
yeah, like it again, itch.io. Plethora of free horror games. If not on Steam, go on itch. There's good amount of horror games that you can find and try out. Like it could be like the next big thing for like probably like next year or so. Who knows? It's just spooky. Very spooky.
We'll be back with another episode another time. And Mike, any final remarks?
Um so I don't know how much they pay you at the foundation, but like is there like an application process?
I hope so. I hope
You
they're
hope so.
hiring. I hope Umbrella Corp is also hiring. There's a few other places.
Yeah, I hope. Yeah, I kind of hope Umbrella Corp too. I hope the four players that are stuck in a zombie-filled land also survives. You know.
We'll be back with another classic episode. Until then,
See
bye,
ya.
bye, bye.